What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Rumble followers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another New York Giants video. So real quick, just to quickly plug Rumble, guys, I am going to be posting videos there as well now. You know, it's going to be just an alternative source for you guys to get the Giants content from me. I'm going to be uploading simultaneously on both Rumble and YouTube now. I'm not leaving YouTube at all. And maybe in the future it'll be a little bit, something special for Rumble to get the party going over there. So if you haven't already done so, go over there, follow me, and let's get that going. But that's enough of that. Let's talk about Kelvin Benjamin. This entire situation has been hilarious to me. Alright, because yesterday it started out with Wes Steinberg. Wes Steinberg, the GOAT, the legend, he fooled everybody. Well, not us, not Giants fans, he didn't fool, because we have experience with Wes Steinberg. For those of you that don't know, Wes Steinberg fooled the national media yesterday by tweeting out that Kelvin Benjamin got cut because video surveillance footage showed him stealing food from the Giants cafeteria. You had actual NFL reputable guys, that works for like companies like the NFL Network, ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS Sports, all of those, you name it, they worked for it, retweeting that tweet and tweeting Kelvin Benjamin was cut because he was stealing food and then they tagged Wes Steinberg. Even though everybody knows Wes Steinberg is a troll account. You know what I'm saying? You even have a couple former players. The one that comes to mind is Brandon Marshall. The Jets Brandon Marshall, that is. And of course the one-year Giants Brandon Marshall. Man, what an experiment that was. Even he retweeted it and had a comment say about how, is it considered stealing? I thought players were allowed to take food. It doesn't matter. We as Giants fans know who Wes Steinberg is, because that Wes Steinberg account was created by a Giants fan. How do we know this? Because the man's first ever big tweet and first ever, I guess, couple of tweets in general was about Giants free agency this year. The tweet that sort of made him explode and get popular and gain a lot of followers on Twitter was when he said he spoke to Kenny Golladay, asked him if he was coming to the Giants, and Kenny Golladay said yes. And that was on March 17th. It was before we signed Kenny Golladay. I don't know if you could consider this giving him credit, but I'll say this. Wes has predicted one great thing before, and he was the one that said before anybody else Kenny Golladay was going to sign with the Giants. Of course, he said it as a joke, but it got his, follower count up. It got people noticing him up. And I'll admit, at first I really didn't like Wes Steinberg because I'm like, I know it's a troll account, and I know people could get fooled by it on Twitter. But after what he just did, he's a menace to society. After what he just did, and he fooled, actual reporters whose is their job to fact check. He fooled them, and it kind of exposed them to Twitter and whatnot. And he fooled former players. I kind of like him a little bit, but I've said all the time, I really don't like the media. That I got a really kind of a hate relationship with them. This is one of the reasons why. They try to be the first of everything to get it out without actually fact checking, and this was proof of that. And I just wanted to put that out there in this Kelvin Benjamin video because it's part of it, because that was the big story about Kelvin Benjamin yesterday. It was the fact, people were debating, was this real, was this not, the whole stealing food thing. But now let's talk about why he actually got cut. The article that was released by Zach Rosenblatt, and I think even Jordan Renan spoke with him a little bit. But Kelvin Benjamin was then actually cut by the Giants, and he had a lot of things to say about Joe Judge. Oh my God, he had a lot of things to say about Joe Judge. Let's talk about it. So he said, and what was circulating at first and was popular at first, so people were worried, was that the Giants are a hoax or something along those lines, and that Joe Judge is not going to be a Super Bowl winning head coach. He said all Joe Judge does there is stand there and cuss all day and order guys around. He doesn't have what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning head coach. When I first read that, I was like, Kelvin, I'm going to have a hard time believing anything you're saying right now, because you were obviously just cut by this team, so you're probably not going to have anything nice to say at all. But also, Kelvin, I don't think you've ever played under a Super Bowl winning head coach. You got really close to it in 2015. You lost, though. And since then, you've kind of been bouncing around on mediocre teams. When you were on the Bills, they were a mediocre team. They're not the Bills of now. I don't think you know what it means to be a Super Bowl winning head coach, Kelvin. But then you read the article, and this man actually rats himself out as to why he really got cut. It's absolutely hilarious. So Kelvin Benjamin reported to the Giants in May when we signed him at 265 pounds, I think it was. That was 2 months ago, 2 to 3 months ago, right? Let's say around 70 days or so. Joe Judge, the head coach of the Giants, told him, hey man, we're going to need you to play tight end, 1, and 2, get down to 251 pounds. You know, we're going to need you to be a bit lighter. Kelvin didn't say anything then. Kelvin came back to camp yesterday, 70 days later, having 70 days to lose 14 pounds. He showed up to camp at 268 pounds. He gained 3 pounds of quote-unquote muscle, according to himself, and he was surprised when the coach was unhappy, that is Joe Judge, and Joe Judge was going to fine him, and he then got cut. How do you get told to lose 14 pounds? You actually gain 3, so you come back 17 pounds overweight. A whopping 268 pounds. That ain't a tight end. That ain't a wide receiver for sure. That's a defensive end. Get this man on the line right now. I don't know what Kelvin thought he could do, but he got cut because of that. And he's surprised by that. And he's trying to spinning it into something else. He's trying to spin it into a story of Joe Judge never wanted me there. According to Kelvin Benjamin, he felt like everybody wanted him out since day one. But he contradicts himself because he also said that people in the building were saying he looked great. Now, Kelvin's defense is that at 268, he passed all the conditioning drills. Bro, I don't care what drills you pass. If you show up to camp 17 pounds overweight, you know, the coach requested you to get down to a certain size, you're going to get fined at the very least. And if you're a player like Kelvin, and what I mean by that is if you're not a priority on the team, if your chances of making the team were already slim to none, you're probably going to get cut. So I don't know why he's surprised. You don't come to another team and make your own rules and abide by your own rules. You follow what the head coach says. And Joe Judge is dealing with grown men. He's not going to tell you multiple times, yo, get down to this weight. If you can't do it, we all know Joe Judge comes from programs that are tightly run, and he knows what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning head coach because he won 5 of them as an assistant for the greatest head coach of all time, and he won a couple of championships with the greatest college football head coach of all time. Both of them run strict, tight ships with great control of their players and whatnot. So we're not surprised Joe Judge has that same mentality. He's not going to tell you more than once to get down to 251. And the thing is, Kelvin should know that his problem in the NFL, the whole reason he's been on an NFL hiatus is because of his weight. Because of the fact he's a receiver playing at 268 pounds. Are you kidding me? How do you not realize that's a problem, Kelvin? And you're a professional athlete as well. You're not a normal dude who has to do it on his own. You have more resources than the average Schmo Joe when it comes to losing weight. You know what I'm saying? You have probably access to team trainers. Even if you don't, you got enough money to have access to any trainer, any personal nutritionist and whatnot. But Kelvin, when he was told by Judge that Judge was going to fine him, Kelvin tried to talk back and say, what for? What for? You're 17 pounds overweight. This man actually ratted himself out, and he tried to call the Giants a hoax. He tried to call Joe Judge a hoax. He tried to say they wanted him out there from day one. He said the only person he felt that wanted him there was Dave Gettleman, which that I guess could be true because Gettleman did draft you, and maybe Gettleman was the one who had the biggest hand in saying, let's bring in Kelvin, let's try this little thing, let's move into tight end. But to say that the head coach didn't want you there is a fallacy. Because another thing with Joe Judge is we're very sure that he's been having a huge hand in the transactions the Giants makes in terms of players since he got here. Especially this season, he's had a huge hand in it. So I don't think, Kelvin, if Joe Judge didn't want you there, you wouldn't have been there in the first place. But this is just a story of a guy that literally just did not listen to the head coach, showed up to camp extremely overweight, got fined, got cut, and he's angry about it, and he's trying to find a reason to blame it on the head coach and find a reason to blame it on the guy that I guess he didn't vibe with correctly. But this is a very cut and dry situation. I just find it hilarious that he tried to blame it on someone else other than himself, and with the attitude he's gonna have, even on a team that isn't run as strictly as the Giants is, you're gonna have trouble finding work, bro. Good luck with that. But that's it for now, guys. Let me know what you think. I just found this entire situation hilarious from start to end. Put your thoughts down below, and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.